Your alarm rings early. You skip breakfast because someone told you fasting burns fat faster. You force yourself through a walk. You avoid dessert. Weeks pass. Then one morning, you look in the mirror, and that stubborn belly is still there. That's the moment most people blame themselves. They think they failed. But what if your body never received the message to burn that fat in the first place? Most people never realize this. The biggest obstacle between you and a smaller waist may not be calories. It may not even be exercise. It may be a silent biological signal that has been growing louder for years, without causing pain, without warning you, and without asking permission. Stay with me, because this changes everything. You've probably heard that belly fat is just stored energy. That sounds logical. But then why do two people eat almost the same meals, exercise the same amount, and get completely different results? Here's the part nobody talks about.
Your body is not simply counting calories.
It's constantly reading signals. Tiny chemical messages decide whether fat gets locked away or released. And if those signals become distorted, your body starts protecting belly fat like it's the most valuable thing you own. Not because your body is broken, because it's trying to keep you alive. I know, that sounds strange. But think about a busy city. Every morning, thousands of delivery trucks bring supplies to homes and businesses. Traffic flows because every driver knows exactly where to go. Packages arrive. Streets stay organized. Now imagine every traffic light in that city suddenly stops working. Cars pile up, roads become blocked, deliveries slow down. The city still has plenty of supplies. They just can't reach the places that need them. Your metabolism works in a surprisingly similar way. The delivery truck is insulin. Its job is to carry glucose from your bloodstream into your cells, where it becomes energy. For years, scientists believed this system was almost automatic. Then researchers began noticing something unexpected. The trucks kept arriving, but the doors weren't opening. Here's what changes everything. Your cells can slowly become less willing to respond to insulin's signal. Scientists call this insulin resistance. It doesn't happen overnight. It develops quietly, often years before diabetes is diagnosed. And that's where everything changes. Instead of efficiently using fuel, your body starts producing even more insulin, hoping louder signals will solve the problem. Imagine someone knocking harder and harder on a locked door. Eventually, the knocking becomes constant. Your bloodstream fills with insulin, and your body receives a message it was never designed to hear all day long. Store. Not burn. Store. Researchers at institutions like Harvard have spent decades studying this process because it doesn't just affect blood sugar. It changes how your entire metabolism behaves. One pathway, in particular, begins shifting your body's priorities. The surprising part is, that same pathway may be quietly convincing your body that holding on to belly fat is safer than letting it go. And if that's true, eating less alone will never solve the real problem, because you can't out-diet a biological signal your cells no longer understand. But here's what they didn't expect. There's another molecule working behind the scenes, silently deciding whether your body keeps storing fat or finally starts unlocking it. And once you understand what that molecule does, you'll never look at your meals or your waistline the same way again. There's one molecule that quietly controls this entire story: insulin. Not because insulin is bad, because too much of it for too long changes the rules your body lives by. Here's the critical thing to understand. Insulin isn't just a blood sugar hormone, it's also a storage signal. Every time you eat, insulin rises. That's completely normal. It moves glucose into your cells so they can make energy. Then it falls, giving your body permission to switch into repair and fat-burning mode. That's how the system was designed. The problem begins when insulin rarely gets the chance to come back down. Frequent snacking, sugary drinks, refined flour, poor sleep, constant stress. Each one nudges insulin higher, again and again. Your body isn't confused, it's responding exactly as it was designed to. But here's where it gets counterintuitive. Chronically high insulin also keeps a powerful pathway called mTOR switched on. Think of mTOR as the construction manager inside your cells. When food is plentiful, it tells workers to grow, build, and store resources. That's useful for a while. But construction crews can't repair a building if they're forced to build 24 hours a day. And this is where it gets dark. The cleanup crew, known as autophagy, struggles to begin when growth signals never quiet down. Nobel Prize-winning scientist Yoshinori Ohsumi helped reveal how important this cellular recycling system is for keeping our cells healthy. Your body needs both crews. Build, then clean. Grow, then repair. When insulin stays elevated, that balance slowly disappears. The surprising part is, your belly fat isn't simply sitting there. It's receiving biological instructions to stay exactly where it is. That's why punishing yourself with longer workouts often feels so disappointing. The signal never changed. So, here's what changes everything. Start your morning with a protein-rich breakfast if you're hungry after an overnight fast. Eggs, plain Greek yogurt, or tofu with vegetables provide amino acids that satisfy hunger while creating a steadier insulin response than sugary cereals or pastries. Why? Stable blood sugar means fewer insulin spikes and fewer cravings later in the day. By midday, take a brisk 20 to 30-minute walk, especially after lunch. It sounds almost too simple, but your muscles can pull glucose from the bloodstream more efficiently. During movement, reducing the amount of insulin your body needs. Your muscles become partners instead of passive passengers. In the evening, build your meal around lean protein, colorful vegetables, healthy fats like olive oil, and slow-digesting carbohydrates if needed. Then give your body a 12 to 14-hour overnight break before breakfast. Why? That quiet window allows insulin to gradually fall, giving pathways like AMPK an opportunity to signal that stored energy can finally be used. Think of AMPK as the switch that tells your cells, resources are limited, become more efficient, start the maintenance work. One more thing. Protect your sleep. 7 to 9 consistent hours help lower cortisol, the stress hormone that can worsen insulin resistance when it stays elevated. Better sleep doesn't just improve energy, it improves the biological signals your metabolism depends on. None of these steps works because it's magical. They work because they speak your body's language. Clean first, rebuild second, repeat. Week after week, those signals begin stacking together. One meal won't transform your metabolism. One walk won't erase years of insulin resistance. But every choice becomes another vote for healthier cells, better energy, and a body that finally feels safe enough to let go of stored fat. Your body was never trying to betray you. It was trying to protect you using the signals it received. And in the next episode, you'll discover why one everyday breakfast food may trigger a blood sugar roller coaster before 9 a.m. And the surprising replacement researchers say keeps your cells energized for hours. Once you see that hidden difference, your mornings may never look the same again.